1, 2, 3, 4. If you feel lost, I'm here to find you. Forgot you are loved, I'm here to remind you. I want you to feel, I want you to feel something crazy, crazy, amazing. I want you to feel, I want you to feel something crazy, crazy, amazing. Hey everyone. Welcome to our very first end of year wrap-up episode. We're calling it 2020 All Wrapped Up in Words and Music. So here we are, still not traveling, wearing masks, trying to stay safe and responsible. I guess we're sort of all wrapped up with nowhere to go.
Right?
I don't even
That's
think we're getting
2020.
dressed up. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
right?
is 2020. So, we're celebrating differently. The celebrating differently goes on.
Right.
And, but honestly, we just really did not want to miss this opportunity to find the silver linings and express our most sincere gratitude to you all, to our crazy, amazing humans community. You guys are awesome for so many reasons, not least of which is that during these really difficult times, it's been really good to know that we're not alone.
Right. We're not alone. And you are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we are only an email away.
It's true.
So keep our email address handy, crazyamazinghumans@gmail.com. We will definitely get back to you. Katrina will write you back.
Yes, I do. You're writing me. I'm going to be writing you back. So reach out.
Right. We love staying in touch with you. And you have certainly been there for us. Thank you so much for your support this year. And, Kat, we launched the Crazy Amazing Humans podcast earlier this year.
Yes. Yep. We haven't even been going a year.
The
It's been
decade
February.
known as 2020.
Yeah. We launched in February 2020 and then March hit.
We're not even a year old.
Nope.
But in that brief time,
Yeah.
we've seen our community connect and grow in some really wonderful ways.
Definitely. And it's been really exciting and such a privilege to be on this journey with Jefferson and with you all. So you are the reason we created this podcast in the first place. And it's in that spirit of community that Jefferson and I wanted to give you all the gift of live music for the holidays. So we've created an intimate atmosphere, kind of like a hangout in our living room here in the podcast studio. And since there's been a lack of live music this past year, and we musicians, we haven't been able to play out much, we thought it would be really fun to sort of dedicate songs to you all in celebration of the holidays. It's our way of saying thank you so much for being part of the Crazy Amazing Humans community.
Yes, thank you. So, and we also wanted to make sure and take the opportunity in this episode to say thank you to all of our wonderful guests this year. I know they all watch and listen. Thank you
all.
And if you feel like you just need a boost of inspiration and encouragement, listen again to those episodes. I mean, we couldn't wait to share them with you. Some pretty crazy, amazing stories, right?
Yeah, right.
People making a difference in ways both big and small. And you know what, Kat?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Our guests were making a difference before the pandemic, but they also found ways to make a difference in spite of the pandemic. They're still doing it. So, and we can still do good things. We just might have to get a little creative. That's all.
Absolutely. And the creativity and necessity is the mother of invention, right? So whatever it takes, the opportunities to do good are all around us all the time. So we'd like to know what you're doing, Crazy Amazing Humans community. So please send us an email telling us either what things you found that you're doing to give back and make the world a better place, or just let us know what things people might be doing for you to help you if you're in need, right? These are the stories that we want to highlight and shine a spotlight on here at Crazy Amazing Humans. So please email us about that. Again, it's crazyamazinghumans@gmail.com.
And another thing that we do on this podcast, and if you've watched, and it feels absolutely appropriate on an end-of-the-year show, is that we always want to make sure and give you the most practical information and insights that we can find that we hope you can apply to your everyday life.
So for this end of year show, we wanted to give you 3 ideas to hold on to as we move forward into this new year. 3 things that we've learned this past year that we think would be great to carry forward into 2021 when things start to open up again and we sort of lose sight of maybe some things we learned in 2020. So here we go.
All right. So number 1, mindfulness. Now, allow yourself to slow down and reflect. I mean, many of us in Western culture suffer from what one TED Talk speaker called workaholism.
Yes, I mean, I've heard that many
And because we keep ourselves so busy, we don't recognize it, right?
True.
When it's happening to us. Now, I'm working on a survey right now for grad school, and I'm discovering that many people say, you might be surprised by this, that the pandemic has forced them to stop rushing around so much, and they actually appreciate that. I mean, we're not meant to be a device that is always on, always in ongoing problem-solving mode. And sometimes we need to be reminded to create space, to shut out the noise. And it can feel funny and strange at first, and then you'll recognize how important it is to give your mind a chance to rest and recalibrate.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, do you ever have that 4 a.m. wake up and you're just going through everything
anxiety,
in your head?
Or sometimes before you could even go to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
You up.
A lot of people can't fall asleep.
Right?
My issue is I wake up in the middle of the night and then I immediately think of things. But so that is great, mindfulness. Yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. And number 2 is gratitude. Now, we've all heard that word a million times, but let me break it down for you in a surprising way. So most of the research that all kinds of scientists have conducted about gratitude supports an association between gratitude and a person's overall sense of well-being.
Oh, wow.
So I took some of the following points from Tamsin Firestone's article called Time to be Grateful. And it is a time to be grateful, even in the midst of this pandemic. So here are some of the advantages of gratitude and findings that you may not have thought about. So gratitude helps keep life in balance. Psychologists have determined that human beings have a built-in negative bias. In other words, negative incidents tend to have a greater impact on the human brain than positive ones.
Negative bias.
Don't you? It's like you remember the bad things.
Right,
I don't know about you, but I can definitely relate to that.
Right, like you get 10 compliments, but the one negative thing, that's what you remember.
Exactly. So since there are a myriad of negative incidents in everyday life, not to mention during the pandemic, let's say, we really need to keep them in perspective and balanced with acknowledging positive aspects of life as well. So that's what gratitude, you're acknowledging the positive things, it's balancing the negative. And then gratitude encourages self-awareness because it results in you thinking about what has personal meaning to you. It requires you to slow down, like you said, and tune into yourself and ask, what has meaning to me? What, in my view, has brought me pleasure and joy? So ask yourself those questions. They can often lead to surprising self-reflection and awareness that you never really thought of. Wow, that really means something to me, that kind of thing. Next, gratitude inspires self-acceptance. It's about the here and now. It's not related to like, oh, what are my goals or aspirations? It's just a chance to put that aside just for now and acknowledge some satisfaction in who you are and how your life is right now. So you go, okay, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful the way it is here and now. And then it interrupts your critical inner voice. This is big.
I want to interrupt my critical inner voice.
That voice with those negative thoughts and beliefs and attitudes that can really go against our best interests and diminish your self-esteem.
Nice,
so focusing on those positive circumstances and interactions that are enhancing your life, it weakens that critical voice inside you, and that's a good thing. Next, I like this a lot because it nurtures love. It helps you be mindful, enables you to see your partner's unique traits and qualities that they bring to your relationship. So instead of focusing on what should be, how they should be acting, instead you're acknowledging what is. You're becoming aware of your partner's own brand of how they make you feel and how they make you feel loved and cared for. And that will help you appreciate those things. And when your partner feels appreciated, studies show that they will appreciate you more too.
Well, it's like the love you give is the love you get.
That's right. And you're more attuned to their good qualities. And that's a positive feedback loop of appreciation and caring behavior that both partners can benefit from. That helps with any relationship, friends or whatever it might be. So gratitude. Even Willie Nelson once said, when I started counting my blessings, my whole life turned around.
Go, Willie.
There you go.
That's right.
And Ralph Waldo Emerson recognized it when he famously advised, cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and give thanks continuously. And I would take it a step further and say, count everything a blessing, the good and the bad and the ugly, because if you can turn that into a blessing, you can turn things like that into blessings.
Well, you know, haven't we seen some of the hardest experiences, tough lessons are the ones that give us the most insight many, many times. I want to go back to what you said about Ralph Waldo Emerson. I love the idea of making it a habit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because we can be caught in the rut or the habit of looking for the negative.
Yeah.
But to intentionally make it a habit to have gratitude.
Yeah.
I think that's effort well spent, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so number 3, forgiveness and self-care.
Yeah.
Now, we can be so hard on ourselves, internalizing all of the stress and all the struggle of what's happening all around us nowadays. Speaking kindly to yourself, give yourself a little grace and empathy. You know, my therapist said to me that the person that we spend the most time in our lives talking to and listening to is ourselves. That's the voice you hear the most in your life. So speak kindly to yourself. Yeah. Remember that critical voice you told me about? I just kicked him out. I evicted him.
Oh, good.
By being kind to yourself and taking care of yourself, you'll then be able to generate more capacity, right, within you to extend grace, forgiveness, and empathy to others.
That makes perfect sense. I love this. Okay, well, those are our 3 points. We've got mindfulness, gratitude, and forgiveness, self-care. So let's take that into 2021, everybody. Let's do this thing.
I'm going to.
But now we're celebrating the holidays, right? We've got our little lit trees behind us. And so it's a good time, but before we got to the music, we want to take a minute to ask ourselves, and you can ask yourself too at home, a question. So here's the question. What holiday memory, Jefferson, I'm asking you this, really stands out to you or just makes you laugh?
The time that Santa forgot to come to our house. No, that didn't happen.
No, see, that's the negative. You're focusing on the bad.
Right. Intentionally, gratitude. Okay, well, here's something. It's funny you mentioned this, Kat, because so I don't know about all y'all, but we're utilizing Zoom, maybe getting sick of Zoom, but we're having a lot of chats with family because we were supposed to have a couple family reunions this past summer, right? Couldn't do it. So we've been having these sort of mini family reunions on Zoom.
That's so great.
It's pretty cool. And so we were talking one night, and we were remembering when we were kids a Christmas memory. I'm going to share it with you now. All right, I grew up in Ohio and Chicago, but we spent all the holidays in Ohio, and my family had a family farm. And so one holiday season, my uncles were so fun. And they said, hey, let's get all the kids, all the cousins, and we're going to take them we're just going to put them on a sled or something. Okay. And so we get out into this field. Just imagine this pristine snow field. So my uncles get this slab of steel with sharp edges everywhere. Okay, are you bracing yourself for something here? And then they took a metal chain and connected it to the metal slab and connected that to a tractor. Okay. This is how we have a good time. This sounds like fun
on the farm. It sounds like fun. I'm in.
So they're taking us all around. And man, we're talking like tight turns and stuff. And so all the kids were having a great time, right? So finally we get off, and then my other uncle says, hey, I want to ride on that thing. So he gets on it and immediately slices his butt.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, and he had to go to the hospital.
What?
So there weren't no safety precautions back then, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I've got plenty of stitches and stuff at the farm, but not that day.
Oh, my goodness.
Not that day, my friend.
The kids were okay.
The kids were okay. It's crazy when I know.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay. Well,
so now I have to ask you. And by the way, you don't have to top that in any way. I just want to know.
Can't. I mean, that's great. I grew up in Arizona. We were in the desert there.
Right, there's no snow.
We didn't have any snow.
All right, but Katrina, I must ask you. So, do you have a holiday memory that really kind of stands out to you?
Well, I don't know. I'm the youngest of 11 kids. So
okay, I have to pause you there. Crazy Amazing audience, I know you probably know this, but I just want to highlight that again. She's the youngest of 11.
So, yeah, I'm the youngest
That's
of 11.
That's a lot of kids.
When I think of Christmas, obviously I think about, for us, our holidays were Christmas and, the tree and the fireplace with a fire in it, and that was always wonderful. But it was also the time that all my siblings, everyone would come home, everyone, including my dad, who worked a lot. So everyone was always guaranteed to be at our house on Christmas Day, because my eldest brother is 20 years older than I. So he was already like having a life with the wife, family.
Right.
So, but everyone, you counted, everyone coming on Christmas Day, and you would see all of our stockings lined up, and there were 11 stockings.
Wow.
I don't think my parents had stockings. I'm just trying to think.
Right.
So you see every single name: Sam, Mark, Joe, Mike, all the way down, Mariana, Cece, Teresa, right. Katrina. So it went on and that was always just a fun, cute thing to see.
Yeah.
And then I guess the thing we always did was a family photo on Christmas Day. And that was insane chaos.
I'm sure a lot of people in the audience can relate, trying to get the Christmas photo.
Like, where are we going to stand? Where is it going to be? And, we had to have someone take the picture. So there was some photographer there, and everyone's like, get dressed, make sure you look okay. And, then it was, where are you standing in the photo? And it just was like, there were like arguments as to who was standing next to whom and who was holding who. And I was so little, I always wanted to be held by my mom or sit on my mom's lap or be on my dad. Anyway, so in every family photo, there's always like someone disgruntled. It's just like you can see someone upset. There was no photo
all 10 except one.
Yeah,
there's always
everyone's
one.
smiling. There's one person who definitely wasn't happy about something at that moment. I mean, what do you expect?
Oh my gosh.
So that was some of my Christmas.
I think, like I said, I bet you a lot of you out there can relate to that, trying to get that perfect Christmas picture so you can send out the cards or whatever. So as a matter of fact, we'd like to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, sharing with us a holiday memory you might have, or a funny photo that you'd like to share with us. We'd love to see it. And so anyway, again, you send it to crazyamazinghumans@gmail.com. And we won't use it to blackmail you at all.
Today's episode of the Crazy Amazing Humans podcast is brought to you via Apple, Google, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. All episodes are free, so make sure and subscribe today.
The holidays, for most people, can be a special time of year. I mean, no matter your background or spiritual beliefs, we all have a sense that the holidays involve some understanding of celebrating something special.
It's so true. And in celebrating, though, we often lose sight of things that are truly important to us. And it's kind of like getting ready to throw a party, like a big party, and you're just concerned about every detail, and you spend even the party just worrying about everything, and then you don't even get to enjoy the party. The whole thing you set up.
How was the party? I don't know. I was there, but I was working it.
Yeah, exactly. So Jefferson and I wrote this next song as a way to express the sentiment of focusing on what is important, being present, and how there are people in our lives that embody what is important. They actually become the beauty in any moment. And so the holidays are just a good time to reflect and to express your love to the people you love and to let them know how you feel. As a child, the longest night was Christmas Eve. I couldn't sleep, so I'd run to my window to see if the sun had risen yet, so I could wake up to get the presents waiting under the tree. But then I'd fix my eyes on a star outside, wondering who you are and who you'd be. You are Christmas. You are Christmas. You are Christmas to me. Now that I'm all grown up, I still need to believe in the spirit of giving more than I receive. 'Cause every holiday seems rushed, running round, spending too much, to me. Spring melts into summer, summer into autumn. I've watched the seasons coming, I've watched them as they've gone. Still I believe, I still believe that when I fix my eyes on a star outside, I know who I am, who I should be. Like you, like Christmas. You are Christmas. You're still Christmas to me.
So here we are in December, the end of the year. You know, a lot typically happens in December. There are many important holidays and celebrations. You know, there's Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa, and even Festivus, if you're a Seinfeld fan, as well as a myriad of other December festivities all over the world. December, in the northern hemisphere at least, has the shortest day of the year, December 21st, which also marks the beginning of the winter solstice. But what does December mean to you? I mean, to many of us, it can feel like a way of marking time as one year is coming to an end, awaiting the new year.
Yeah.
And because of that, December can be when we reflect on the year that's gone by and then consider what could be the possibilities and the new beginnings for the new year ahead. Even in the dark times, and many of us have certainly felt and experienced some darkness this year, we can still find and hold on to hope. Hope.
Hope.
And that's what this next song is about. This is a song Katrina and I wrote together, and it's called End of December.
It's been a long year. Now December is floating down in pieces of white. Still I don't know where I am going, but something led me here tonight. And just when I thought I was alone in the crowd, something inside started screaming out loud. Whose heart has never been broken? The past is an echo, gotta leave it behind. All we have is this moment, the end of December, into a new year. Down the boulevard, there's a light for every broken wing that lost its way. The world keeps on turning, passing us by as the night grows longer than the day. But I see my breath in the cold winter air, giving me hope love will find us here. Whose heart has never been broken? The past is an echo, gotta leave it behind. All we have is this moment, the end of December, into a new year. whose heart has never been broken. The past is an echo, gotta leave it behind. All we have is this moment, the end of December. Whose heart has never been broken. The past is an echo, gotta leave it behind. All we have is this moment, the end of December. Counting down to the end of December, into a new year. Should old acquaintance be forgot for old lang syne? Ah, the end of December. That's where we are. It's the holidays into the new year. And since this is our last show of the year, we want to take this opportunity to thank our wonderful and hardworking production team, Kate Anderson, Kyle Wilms, Jeffrey Scott Witten, and the one and only Ken Carlson. Thank you, Ken. Ken's here in the studio today. Thank you, Ken Carlson. Thank you all so much. We could not do any of this without you all. We are so grateful for you all hanging in with us all year long through it all. So we also want to thank all of our guests this year. We so appreciate you sharing your time, insights, and talents with us. And thanks for all that you do to make the world a better place, you crazy, amazing humans, you.
Yes, you are. And most of all, we want to thank you for being with us.
That's true. Thank you.
And if you've enjoyed today's episode and you think it would be meaningful and helpful for someone you know, please be a crazy, amazing human and share this episode with them. You never know. You may be the catalyst for changing someone's life for the better.
That's right. And a couple quick reminders. Make sure to subscribe to the Crazy Amazing Humans podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. We also film the podcast so you can check us out and check out our cute little trees and everything we have going on here in the studio at Crazy Amazing Humans YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter by getting on our website at crazyamazinghumans.com and just go there and click on subscribe.
Right. Every time someone subscribes, an angel gets its wings.
That's right.
As always, but especially during this holiday season, we want to encourage you to find one thing that you can do this week to extend kindness and love in the world. I'm Jefferson Denham.
And I'm Katrina Carlson. Remember that every little kindness has the potential to create crazy, amazing human experience, one person at a time. So stay healthy, stay connected, and we'll see you next time in the new year right here on the Crazy Amazing Humans podcast. Whose heart has never been broken? The past is an echo, gotta leave it behind. All we have is this moment, the end of December. Counting down to the end of December, into a new wishing everybody a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year.
Happy holidays, everybody.
I want you to feel something crazy, crazy, amazing.